Hello, welcome to the first video in my holiday project series. This year, I'm doing something a little bit different. I am going to do a few holiday projects, and they're all going to be very simple projects. They're going to be quick videos and simple, easy projects that you can do very quickly in case you need a last minute gift. Some of them will be slightly more elaborate than others, but they're all going to be simple, easy projects, okay? So for the first one, we're going to do probably my favorite of the series. We're going to make a Project Life type mini album, and we're going to make it out of these little page protectors, and we're going to make it without a binder. It's going to feel kind of like a magazine. It's really cool when it's all done because there's no chipboard, so it's not firm, it's not hard. It's going to be soft and pliable. But anyways, we're going to use these. I bought these page protectors at Michael's, and they were clearanced last week. They were, I think it's 10. I'm not 100%, but I think you get 10 of them for $9.99. And you can get different styles. There's this one and this one. And then there's this style. And there's this style. They're all kind of fun. And I did a couple of things that I wanted to share with you on these. On each one of these, in one section of each one, I used my fuse tool, and I closed the pocket. I put sequins in it. This one here, I put sequins and little glitter paper hearts inside of it just to make it kind of fun. It's its own little shaker pocket. And then I fused it together for to keep it closed. And I did that on one time on each page, probably. On this one here, I just put glitter hearts. And then I also wanted to show you, like this page here, this called for a lot of little 2x2 pockets. And I didn't have a whole bunch left after I'd already used this kit once. And so I had some 4x4 pockets that I wanted to use. And I also did it with the 4x6 one once. And all I did was I cut it down and put it in there, and I thought that looked kind of cool too. So I wanted to show you that too. Anyways, so to make this project, all you need is some of these, however many pages you want to have. And you could use, if you don't have a kit, one of these little Project Life kits. These are from Snap by Simple Stories. Their Simple Stories called Snap. And they have a kit, and it has a bunch of different size cards in it, and it works out really good for filling these up. And the one that I have is completely filled with paper because that's how I like to give it as a gift. All of the pages are full of pattern paper because what happens then is it's double-sided. So say the person I'm giving this to wants to put a picture in here. What they're going to do, they can pull out this card and use it to cut out the picture, and then they can stick it in the card, and then they can use either side of this card that they want to show, and then on the back side they'll have the card. Or they have extra cards. They can use them however they want. Anyways, this is what I have, and then I also have some of these are 4x4 4x4 Project Life page protectors, and these are from a Heidi Swap collection, and they have a little acetate piece in it that just has a little gold saying on it. I also have a couple of those that I'm going to put into the mini album too. And then the only other thing that you need is some adhesive and some paper. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. The first thing that you want to do is you want to take your page here and you want to measure it. So I've done that. And you want to cut one sheet of paper that is the exact size of your whole, the whole thing from here to here, including the binding section, okay? So I've done that, and I've already decorated it. This isn't the whole size, okay? You want to cut 2 of those So I've got 2 here in the same color. One's my front, and I've already decorated that one, and then one's my back. Okay? Then you want to measure the length, you want to take the length here, and that is what you're going to cut these by. I believe my length came out to 8 3/4, I think. Don't do it to my size though, because all of these are different sizes, so you definitely want to measure it, okay? So then I cut some strips. These are going to be our paper hinges. This is how we're going to put the book together. And if you remember a long time ago, if you used to make mini albums a long time, this is how we used to put them together, was with paper hinges. And that's all we're going to use to put this together. And I think it looks really cool when we're done. I have made one of these for my mother-in-law, and she loved it. So I thought I would share it with you because it is very quick. Once you start to put it together, it's very fast. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut these. I cut mine to 1 1/4 inches by 8 3/4, and that was the length of my book. And then all you do is score it in half. Okay? It's as simple and easy as that. Once you've finished that, then you're going to get your adhesive. Okay? You're going to take your first paper hinge, and you're going to apply adhesive directly to the one side of it. Then you're going to take your page, and I'm starting with my bottom page. This is the last page in my book. It's easy to start there because then you can work with it right side up. Okay? I'm going to take my paper hinge with the folded side out. My folded side is going to be over here towards the edge of my page. And I'm going to line it up with the dotted marks that are on my page protector here. And then I'm going to just use my bone folder, and I'm going to ensure that I have a nice good stick. Okay, and then I'm going to fold my page, my paper hinge over, and I'm going to apply my adhesive there again. Then I'm going to take my next page, and I'm going to just lay it down on here, just right lined up with the bottom page. If you find that you're having issues doing that, just line it up with the edges here. Okay, so now we've got 2 pages put together. We're going to take another paper hinge, apply adhesive to one side, and then again making sure our fold is over here. So our folds come to the same side on all of them. I'm going to line up my paper hinge and just apply it right on there, just like that. Then do the same thing. Adhesive. And then I'm going to take my next page here. I'm going to line it up. If you find it's easier, just line it up with the outside. And then stick it down. So that's what I've done there. I lined it up with the outside. And then here is where I'm going to take my first 4x4 page, and I want to stick it kind of right about there. So all I'm going to do is run some adhesive along there and line it up. It's pretty easy to line up because you have these little dotted perforated edges there. I just kind of line those up. Okay, so now we have on here our shorter page and then our other page. We'll take another paper hinge, apply your adhesive, and then again line it up. So can you see how simple this really is? It's a very easy project and pretty inexpensive because, like I said, these page protectors were $2.99, and even their regular prices was $3.99 at Hobby Lobby, I think. And they were $3.99 at Michael's too. Okay, so then now I've got it together. I'm going to put my adhesive again on here. Okay, I'm going to take another page. I'm going to line it up on the outside here. And then stick it down just like that. Okay, take another paper hinge here. Apply the adhesive and we're going to line it up. Once again, ensure that we have a really good stick. Okay, then we're going to take our adhesive again, roll it on there like that. Take another page, line it up on the outside again, and then press it down. One thing that you'll find is if you're using different layouts of the paper, they are slightly off size, which is okay. It's just something to keep in mind. Also, another thing to keep in mind is make sure that when you're doing this, I laid mine out ahead of time so that they were all the same, but you want to make sure that you keep your openings to the top and also that you keep them all, I like to keep it more uniform, so I make sure that they're all on the same side so that all my openings are on the front side instead of like on the back side here. Okay, we're going to take and put a little adhesive there, and then I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to just line it up there like so. Take another paper hinge here. And apply it very much like that. It's so easy. You'll be shocked at how easy it is once you start doing it. Okay, run the adhesive onto paper hinge again. Take the next page and line it up on the outside. The hardest part of this is just making sure that you keep in mind where all of your stuff opens. And like I said, if you lay it out ahead of time, that's how I know how I want mine. I have it laid out ahead of time so that all of my pages are evenly distributed. Okay, then another paper hinge and we stick it on there just like that. And then we have one more page. And also you can make this as large as you want to too. You can put as many pages as you need in here. Also another thing is you can give it like this where there's no pictures in it and they can make their own. That's how I'm making this one now. This one's going to be a Christmas present for a niece. So you can make it just like that. And then they can decide how they want to put their pictures in or whatnot. And or you can give it with pictures already in it. Okay, so now I'm on my top page, okay? Now I'm going to take two more hinges. First, we're going to take the first one, apply our adhesive. Okay. Same thing as before. We're going to put it laid out on here. Just like that. Okay. Just like that. And then we're going to flip your book over and take another paper hinge. And this is going to be the one for the back. Okay. Just put your adhesive down on it and line it up. Apply your adhesive and then adhere it really well. Now we're down to this part. Okay. So for this part, we're going to take, and I like to put it under, I like to put the adhesive onto my cover here. Okay. And then I'm also, no, I'm not gonna. I'm just going to put this in here, lined up the way that I want it to be lined up. Kind of make sure it's lined up with everything else. And then just stick it down. And now you have a cover on your book. Okay. Then we're just going to do the same thing with the back side. Just going to run my adhesive right along the edge like that. Open up the flap. Line up my back cover how I want it to be. And then stick that down. And there you have it. It is a lovely little mini album. Okay, the only thing left to do is cover this part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of paper here, and you could always decorative punch this so that it looked pretty if you wanted to. You could just leave it. You could do any number of things, but I'm just going to leave it plain for now, and I'm going to put my adhesive right on there. Then I'm also going to come on here and I'm going to put my adhesive right along the edge of this spine, and then I'm just going to line this up kind of where I want it. Kind of make sure it's even. Then I'm just going to use my bone folder again, apply pressure to help it lay flat, and then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to roll this. Did I not get any adhesive there? Well, for some reason, this does not want to stick very well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of a sturdier adhesive, because I think maybe there's too much pull on this to make it stick well with the kind of adhesive I was using. Okay. Alright. So I've got my adhesive on there now. I'm going to line up my cover again. And this time I'm going to hope that it sticks better. There we go. Okay. Now, when folding this, one thing that you need to make sure is that you do not fold it too tight around your spine, because if you do, it will pull your cover open. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and use the same thing that I used last time. I'm just going to use this stronger adhesive. Do not put the adhesive on the part where your spine actually is. Just put it on the edge that actually connects to the book, because you want it to bulge a little bit, because that will help your book lay a little bit flatter. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it up. Just going to slowly, carefully wrap it around. And there we have it. And now we have a very nice looking book. And if you lay it down, you can see it lays nice, and it opens up, and then you can fill it with pictures. And then you'll also see, can you see in there, there's the gap. That's why you want to leave the gap and not have the adhesive in there. You want the gap to be in there. Okay? Another thing that you could do, because it is kind of popping up a little bit, put something heavy on it to train it to stay like this too. Okay? And that will help. Anyways, there's your mini album. And we put it together in under 20 minutes. And that was with a lot of me talking. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you come back for the next project on our simple projects for Christmas. Have a great day.